Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to the Impact of Business Coaching. If you haven't joined us ever, we do not like long introductions because we want to get right to it. Our guest is Jodie Sacco, and she is a dynamite coach with Action Coach Las Vegas Firms. I'm going to let her introduce herself, but first wanted to say hello to everybody. For the audience, anybody listening, if you'd like, please let us know where you're from. If you have any questions, normally what we do is have Jodie jump off afterwards. If there are questions in the comments, then she can get directly with you. But what we want to do right now is we want to kick this off and we want to say hello to Jodie. Jodie, how are you doing? Yeah, good to be here with you too. So, like I said, I'm not big on introductions. I want to get right to it. We would love to hear about you. Tell us about your background first, a little bit about, where you've come from, and then we'll talk about how you got into coaching.
Age, just knew that I wanted to be of service to my community. I think it was just by virtue of growing up in South Africa and the environment I was in, and obviously the family. I also knew that I wanted something different in my life. I wanted to kind of break the poverty cycle that I felt like my family had been stuck in, and I just wanted to break the suffering, right? So I fell in love with travel from a very young age. Lived in Brazil when I was 17 years old after I graduated high school, and that's where I decided, oh my goodness, diplomacy, this is going to be the thing for me. Went back home to South Africa, put myself through a university, have a degree in political science and linguistics. And this is a story for another day, but it didn't turn out that I was supposed to be in the diplomatic corps. And by default landed up in sales and marketing of all things. And then continued with my travel. I have subsequently lived on 5 continents. This is my 5th continent. And, travel is definitely something that inspires me. And as you can see behind me, it's actually some images from when I was in Cambodia. So I'm definitely a global soul, if you will.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, gosh, I know you love coaching, but tell the audience, why do you love coaching? Why do you love making an impact on business owners?
Oh, my goodness. My why stems back to that 17-year-old. It's probably why I mentioned it straight off the bat there. I, as I mentioned, wanted to stop the suffering that I saw around, not only in my family, but also in our community and our culture. And the same is true today of me being here in Las Vegas. I've been a business owner before, and I can talk a bit about that in terms of my journey to becoming a coach. But truly, my why is the same thing here in Vegas. This is my home. These are my people. And I want to stop the suffering that I see happening in our city. Now, if we can do that through business coaching, well, we can do that through business coaching because I have the simple tools and systems that can really support a business to thrive, not just survive. And that's why I'm so passionate. And that's my why is that if we could simply assist these business owners to make it through the stats, which say only 4 out of 100 businesses ever survive, what would that look like? We could take that business owner onto a thriving situation where, hey, they'd have more time. They could spend more time with their families. Maybe it would lower the amount of divorce we have in the city. Maybe they'd have more disposable income. They could give back to the community. This community needs our business owners. And I have the tools. I can help them. Well, that's my why.
That's great lead into our next question, which is, so, I know a bunch of business coaches. I know, people have slightly different ways they go about it. Tell us how you approach business coaching for your clients.
Yeah, that's a great question. It's again asking them exactly what you've asked me right now. Why did you choose to become a business owner. So often they've forgotten about their driving force. They've become the worst paid employee in their own business. You know, they never pay themselves. They're the ones leaving, arriving early and leaving late. And so when I work with clients, the most important thing for me is to get down to the grassroots of who they are, what their why is, and then to look at what do they want this business to look like when it's finished. That's probably the most important place to start as a coach.
Yeah.
Because if you have that clarity on what their vision is, then you can help to create a strategic plan that'll give them the step-by-step ability to achieve that. Because, Scott, I think the biggest misnomer with coaching is it's confused with consulting. You know, consulting is an expertise that an individual brings to a business and organization. They implement its 90-day relationship and then they're out of there.
Right.
Coaching is about a long-term relationship that's built up over time, that's there to support that individual, you know, being their, their most honest best friend who calls them out on their own BS. Right?
Yeah.
Who says to them, you can go further. Don't you dare quit now. Right? You have to come all this way to give up now. Are you kidding me? Get up.
Right.
That's
I love a good coach. I love a good coach kicking me in the rear. So tell us, you're leading great to some of my questions I wanted to ask you, but we love stories. Obviously, we all love stories. Tell us, if you can, about a situation where, you know, you have a client with a challenge, you find a solution and some benefits to that. If you could, that'd be great if you could share that with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Scott, I'm a big believer in, our life's journeys and we evolve in ultimately the goal is just to always become the best version of ourselves. And as a result, I choose to live my life now by the philosophy of there's always a solution. And so that's really what I bring to coaching with my clients is I love a good challenge. I love somebody saying to me, this is impossible. I cannot do this. And I say, well, that's interesting because there's always a solution. We just haven't found it yet. And working with them, so often it lands up all being limiting beliefs. And I always say it's the thing that holds you back the most in life is the 6 inches between your ears. That's what holds you back as a business owner, or even an executive, because I am certified executive coach as well.
Okay.
It's so often it starts with them, and it's been probably my most powerful stories in all. I have 13 clients that I'm currently working with in different ways. It's been absolutely magnificent to see their breakthrough. Just by simply asking really good questions and redirecting them. So, stories, you want stories. Okay, let's give you some stories. We love stories. Well, okay, here's an interest. It was a story about a lesson well learned, and probably, again, one that makes me the coach that I am today. So I was part of a business, and the reason that we moved out here to Vegas, I was part of a business, a really massively successful business today. When we all arrived, all 4 of us were all foreigners. And we had this incredible business plan. We raised the money. We were ready to go. And we opened up this spectacular business. And the very first day, we had the red carpet rolled out. We had everything ready to rock and roll. And we opened the doors and we stood there. Crickets. Crickets. What is the lesson in that? Ego. So we have at the moment here in Las Vegas an influx of imports, should we say, people that are flocking into the city.
People like you.
Well, I've been here 12 years. So
when you came originally, right.
Yes, but I am. Yes,
But you can identify with these people clearly.
100%.
Yeah.
And what's very interesting is that I have had a lot of these individuals call me and say, I need your help. And so that's something that I have had to navigate very, very humbly, is that Vegas is not like other cities. Vegas, you cannot just expect to come here with a very successful business model has, you have the proven concept in another state. We're not even talking about overseas, but don't come into Vegas with arrogance and a big ego, because it will absolutely just knock you to your knees.
Wow.
It's a very different city, and even though I hear people say, "Oh, it's the same in X little town," it's not. It's not, and that's why I say it goes back to the 6 inches between your ears, right? Who are you showing up as every single day?
Yeah.
There has to be a bit of humility. There has to be. The city is built on relationships. Relationships deeper than any kind of other city that I definitely have experienced. So that's the funny story. A kind of a heartwarming story is one of my clients. He was my very first client before. It's been a year now. I needed a dog sitter, and I found him on this app. And he started walking my dogs. Well, 1 year later, he couldn't even cover the bills, right? He was really, really struggling. A year later, through coaching, he is running a business where he is making 5-figure months.
Goodness gracious.
He has a business license. He has all of his insurances. He's now at the stage where he's actually looking for brick and mortar within 1 year.
That's exciting. That's just, it's powerful stuff. Like, it is powerful stuff. Having, we have some years on us now, you and I, we've been around the block a couple times. And I guess maybe the older you get, I don't know, the more sentimental you get about all the things, how many people fail. And when you hear someone succeed, it's just so powerful, so powerful. So what I want to share with the listeners at this point, you may have questions, you may have comments. You're going to see this recorded. We're going to share this on Jodie's feeds, on our feeds for indefinitely, and we'll monitor the comments and we'll make sure that Jodie sees these comments. So if you ever do have comments, we encourage you to engage and participate in this post and in these recordings. Jodie, where can we learn more about you, and how can others learn more about what you do?
Well, the easiest way to get in contact is my website. It's very easy. It's jodiesacco.com. And there's lots of videos and links to all my social media posts there. Other ways, you could email me. It's jodiesacco@actioncoach.com. And my phone number is also available on there as well. But we are available on all social media links. Very, very active in LinkedIn as well. If you are a business owner, I post a lot on there. I'm very interactive. And we also have a blog. And you're welcome to sign up for our newsletter as well that we have going out.
Jodie, we will have you back. This was awesome. Everybody like and share this show so that we can reach out to more business owners. I think, Jodie brings such an incredible point about our collective desire to help business owners succeed. And business coaches, we are big fans here at William & Hill, and we're helping promote business coaches because we know what an impact they make. Jodie, I appreciate you as always. And if you have an interest in business coaching, or even, I know Jodie doesn't bite. I mean, she's going to help you first, invest a lot of time before she even asks for some sort of relationship with you that involves any kind of money. So she's going to make sure that you are clear on what you need and do before you make decisions. And, Jodie, I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Yeah, Scott, just to wrap it up, we do want to extend to all the listeners a complimentary 1-hour session. Would be my absolute honor. What's interesting about that is it's not only that the client needs to interview us, we need to interview them, because not everyone is coachable. The number one client that I look for is a person who is open, and has a growth mindset. Your business can't grow beyond your own incompetencies and your own desire to be better each and every day. So
Jodie, have a great day. Thank you for helping business owners out there, and you're the best. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it so much.
Take care.
Bye. Bye.